Hello, welcome back to another ASMR video. Today, I'm going to be talking to you and helping you to relax. I'll be doing kind of like a whisper ramble, more likely a soft-spoken ramble. I'll just be talking about some of my interest, namely old Hollywood and old actors who have been in time immemorial back in the golden age. Hopefully, my soft-spoken words can help you to relax, calm down, and move into sleep, deep sleep. Today, I'll be talking about my passion of classic film actors, actresses. I'll be showing you all the actors and actresses that I love from the 1920s through the 1950s. I'm going to be going through my favorite Facebook page called The Golden Age of Hollywood. And I'll be going through all the pictures, and I'll be guessing all of the actors and actresses from these pictures. It will be kind of like a game for me because I love just being able to recognize all these actors and actresses from a long time ago, basically. So I guess I can start with this one, and I promise I won't look at who the caption is attributed to. So this is Jean Tierney. She was famous in the 1940s, and one of her movies was Leave Her to Heaven, which actually was a really good movie. And I think she was also in like a ghost movie. I can't remember what it was called right now, but yeah, I was right. Jean Tierney. Okay, let's go ahead and clear the caption. This is Joan Fontaine. I haven't looked at any of these yet. Like, I haven't been on this Facebook page in a while, but so I didn't memorize any of these. Yeah. Her sister was Olivia de Havilland, who was in Gone with the Wind, The Heiress, which I love. Joan Fontaine was in Alfred Hitchcock's first American film called Rebecca, based on a book by Daphne du Maurier, who also wrote the short story The Birds, which Hitchcock also made into a full-length picture in 1960. But she was in Rebecca. Wait, let me make sure. Yeah, Joan Fontaine in a publicity still for Rebecca. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, so supposedly there was a feud between her and her sister, her actress sister, who was very famous, called Olivia de Havilland, which I mentioned previously, but they never really spoke about it explicitly in those terms. And then we have, this is Clark Gable. Clark Gable from 1931. This was 8 years before Gone with the Wind. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. He was in a movie with Marilyn Monroe called, what was that movie called? It wasn't The Asphalt Jungle, that was previously Niagara, I think. And he was also in It Happened One Night with Claudette Colbert. That's a really good movie. If you're looking for a movie from the 1930s, that's also a comedy. It Happened One Night is a pretty good movie. There's like three movies. There's It Happened One Night, A Night to Remember, and Remember the Night. So there's like three different movies. I think one's about the Titanic. Maybe Remember the Night. No, I don't know. This is not Gregory Peck. Is it Gregory Peck? Gary Cooper. Okay. Gary Cooper. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. He was in an Audrey Hepburn movie, I believe, called, it was after the day of the week. I think it was like I can't remember what it was called right now, but this was in Meet John Doe. I've seen that one. That's with Barbara Stanwyck, I believe. Meet John Doe. And yeah, I haven't seen a lot of his films though. Trying to think of the one with Audrey Hepburn. I really like that one. I don't know who this is. Let me just Google the Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn. Oh gosh, it's like on the tip of my brain. Gary Cooper. Let me see what that is. Oh, Love in the Afternoon, yeah. I knew it was like a part of a day or name of the day or something like that. So I don't know who that is. I guess I can look. Eddie Albert. Oh, I've heard of him. Regis Philbin. Oops, I got out of it. Let's go back to Regis Philbin. I think this is Rita Hayworth, maybe? Is that what it says? Yeah, Rita Hayworth, 1941. Yeah, she looks elegant. I haven't seen a lot of Rita Hayworth movies, to be honest. This is Myrna Loy. She was famous from the Thin Man movies. If you want to see a good pre-code movie that I really like, it's called 13 Women, and it is with not Claudette Colbert, but Irene Dunn. I really like that movie, but she was fantastic in the Thin Man series, which is like a murder mystery series with her husband Nick Charles, who was played by there's a lot of names I have to think about, but yeah, I really love the Thin Man movies. I haven't seen any movies with him, but this is not Marlon Brando. I always get them confused. Marlon Brando and Streetcar James Dean. I always get James Dean and Marlon Brando confused. Who is this? Oh, you know what? I think this is Deborah Kerr when she was younger. Yeah, 1940s. I really loved her in Black Narcissus, where she plays a nun. She was great. Oh, William Powell, I think, was in the Thin Man series. Here is Frank Sinatra. He was a singer, but also an actor from here's 1944. It looks like he's on the radio right now. This is... Actually, I don't know who this is. I haven't seen him. 1946, Guy Madison. I haven't seen any of his films. Scooby-Doo. This is Anne Southern. She was really funny. She was in a lot of like funny movies. I think she was friends with Lucille Ball. Yeah, Anne Southern. 1940s. Is this Deanna Durbin? No, Dorothy Dandridge. This is Dorothy Dandridge. Yeah, I knew it started with a D. Deanna Durbin and Dorothy Dandridge. They both have like D as the first and last name. I haven't seen any of her films. This is Greta Garbo. She was like really famous in the silent era, and then she just sort of like, she transitioned to sound films really easily, but she kind of just retired like in the 30s, I think, maybe late 30s, mid to late 30s, and then kind of stayed out of the public eye. This is I haven't seen a lot of movies with her, but she was also a director, and she was in a Lucy Desi Comedy Hour with Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. She also played in one of the Lux Radio Theaters, the Hitchcocks, the 39 Steps. Oh gosh, I'm gonna kick myself. Ida Lupino. I know it started with an I. I kept going to Irene Dunn. Ida Lupino, she was fantastic. Just all around fantastic. Oh, Alex Trebek. This is Irene Dunn. Yeah, Irene Dunn. So she kind of entered movies late, like I think in her early 30s. Late. That's still pretty young, I guess. But like, yeah, I love all of her movies. She was in a movie with Cary Grant, actually a couple with Cary Grant, and that I really like. One of them was like a movie that was kind of remade several times and then remade again with Tom Hanks, I think, called Castaway. It was very similar, except with these movies that were made in the 30s, 40s, it was always the wife who was like a castaway. The husband remarries and she comes back, and a lot of like things ensue because the husband is like already married or engaged or whatever. I think, oh gosh, I can't think of her name right now, but I'll come back to it if we come across her. And this is Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford was notorious for being allegedly difficult, but I don't know if she really was. There's a lot of hearsay, like with her daughter and everything, but I love her film. She was a fantastic actress. And this is Valles. Let me see. Dolores Del Rio. Okay, Dolores Del Rio. I don't think I've seen any of her films. Was she in a Val Lewton film? I can't remember. The Leopard Man. Steve McQueen. Okay, I know who Steve McQueen is, but like this is probably from the 60s or 70s. Let's see. Yeah, I don't watch movies from the 60s or 70s. That's too new for me. Oh, this already had the caption. This is Jean Simmons. She kind of reminds me of Audrey Hepburn, I think. Just her look. And also Vivian Leigh, who was in Gone with the Wind, and other movies, of course. Streetcar Named Desire. This is Grace Kelly. She was an actor. She was in a couple of Hitchcock movies. Maybe three? Rear Window. To Catch a Thief. And Dial M for Murder. And she actually married a prince, the Prince of Monaco, and became a princess. And then she retired from acting. This is Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow was sort of like the first bombshell before Marilyn Monroe in the 30s, in the early to mid 30s. She passed away fairly young. I think she was 25. And this is Frederick March and Sylvia Sidney. Frederick March was in I Married a Witch from the 40s, and Bewitched was based off of that, the TV show Bewitched. And Sylvia Sidney was in a Hitchcock movie called Sabotage, which I really, really like. Oh, she was also in Beetlejuice, like the movie, the original movie. This is Vivian Leigh. So she was in Gone with the Wind. She played the star, Scarlett O'Hara. And she also was in Waterloo Bridge, A Streetcar Named Desire, several other films. Oh, sorry. Let me see if I can find her again. Okay, so here's Joan Crawford, again, from like what looks like the 40s. Yeah, 1942. This is, I think, Marlene Dietrich, and is that Gary Cooper right there? Gary Cooper and Marlene Dietrich, yeah. In Morocco. I haven't seen that movie. 1930. So 1930, they already had sound films come in. This is Joan Crawford. I love this picture. Look at this picture. I love that picture. This is Jean Simmons again. I think she was in Black Narcissus. Oh, this is Gaslight. So if you've ever heard the term gaslighting, you're gaslighting me, it comes from this movie, technically from the play, but this is Ingrid Bergman and the French guy, Charles Boyer. Yeah, I know it started with a C. But yeah, the husband makes the wife think that she's going crazy by like messing with the gas lamps. This is like before electricity came along in like the 1800s or whatever. This movie's from like the 40s, but It was based in like the 1800s, I think, or early 1900s, maybe late 1800s. So you would mess with the gas lamps and make her think that she's going crazy, and that's where you get the term gaslighting. Like, you're making me think that I'm crazy when I'm actually not. This is Paul Newman. I haven't seen a lot of movies from him because he was mainly like the 60s. Irene Dunn? Yeah, Irene Dunn. Let me see. Is that what it says? Yeah. Oh, you know what? This looks like... I think it is. So, there were two sisters, Constance Bennett and Joan Bennett. This looks like Joan Bennett. Yeah, Joan Bennett, 1942. I love Joan Bennett. I love her in Dark Shadows, which was like a gothic soap opera from the 60s. And I love that show. I'm still making my way through that show, but she's gorgeous. She started in Hollywood as a blonde, and then she like went brunette, like a dark brunette, sultry and moody. I think I really like it. Her sister, Constance Bennett, was also a famous, successful actress, and she had blonde hair throughout her life. I really like her in Merrily We Live, Constance Bennett. It's a funny movie. I think it's on YouTube, maybe. Is this... No, Frank Sinatra, and I always mix him up with Frank Sinatra. What's his name? Humphrey Bogart. Yeah, Humphrey Bogart. I don't know why I mess him up. This is Montgomery Clift. He was in a Hitchcock movie or two. I think he was in I Confess, and was he in another Hitchcock movie? I can't remember. I don't think so. I don't know. Oh, no, he wasn't. But yeah, he was a great actor. Oh, this is Ginger Rogers. I love Ginger Rogers. She was really funny in movies from the 1940s. She was famous for like dancing with Fred Astaire. There's so many names. I remember the female actresses more so than I remember the male performers and actresses. But I mean, like, I know their names, I remember them, but I recall the female actresses like faster, quicker. So one of the movies that I like her in the 40s is The Major and the Minor. That's a really funny movie. And yeah, I think she's fantastic. Let's see, this is, another picture of Myrna Loy. I love Myrna. Devereux, what's her name? Catherine Denevue. I haven't seen her because I feel like she's probably, this looks like from the 60s or something. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Elizabeth Scott, I don't really know much about her or her films, but can I do this? And here's another Jean Harlow film, or Jean Harlow movie. This is probably a publicity shot from something. Let me see. It just says 1930s, but another Jean Harlow movie. We love Jean Harlow. And this is, another Paul Newman. He was in a Hitchcock movie, Paul Newman, Torn Curtain. And he also has his own, like, brand of food, like jars, like pasta sauces and salad dressings. This is this Rita? No, is this Rita Hayworth? Yeah, Rita Hayworth. And this is, Betty Grable. I haven't seen a lot of movies with Betty Grable either. And this is, I think he was in a Hitchcock movie, Strangers on a Train. It's like this is Judy Garland from The Wizard of Oz fame as Dorothy, but this is from a different movie from like the 40s because it looks like he was probably in the war or something. But his name is, it's like an M, it's like Paul, like what is it? Robert Walker. Yes, he was in Strangers on a Train, a Hitchcock movie. Son of a gun. Alright, I don't know what that is. Looks like a TV show. This looks like from the 80s. Oh, this is from The Godfather. I haven't seen The Godfather. This looks like it's from Wings. I get her mixed up with a different, like, flapper. Let's see. What's her name? Oh, yeah. Clara Bo. There's another flapper who has like a bob haircut. I don't think it was Clara Bo. I think it was someone else, but I can't remember what her name was. She was like a famous flapper in the 1920s. This looks too new for me. This is Elvis Presley. Sean Connery. He was in a Hitchcock movie. Marnie. Oh, Bette Davis, fantastic actress. Supposedly she was in a feud with Joan Crawford. In fact, that was played out in the TV show Feud in one of the seasons. I didn't watch it, but I think Olivia de Havilland was in that, or I think someone played her in that movie, in that series. But Bette Davis, love her, love pretty much all the films that she's ever done. Is this Raquel Welch, I think? And this is, oh yes, Carole Lombard. I love Carole Lombard. She was in a lot of movies. I can't think of it on the top of my head right now, but I love her. She was married to Clark Gable when she passed away. This is Errol Flynn. I haven't seen a lot of films from him. Oh, this is the one that I get mixed up with Clara Bo. Louise Brooks. So this is Louise Brooks. She wasn't in Wings, but she was like in a lot of silent movies, and she was like a famous flapper. This is Sharon Tate, I believe. Sharon Tate. Yes. I don't think I've seen any movies with her, but I know she's really, she's an icon. Ingrid Bergman in, that's not Gaslight, some movie I haven't seen, but she was in a Hitchcock movie, a couple of them actually. And this is, well, I know him, he's Gregory Peck, but I don't know her. Alida Valli, I've heard of her. So, oh, here's Bette Davis and Joan Crawford. This might be like a publicity still for Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which was like a horror suspense movie from the 60s. They did a lot of those like horror movies in the 60s, both of them. Oh, I love her. She's Kay Francis. I really liked her in the Pre-Code movie. It was called, I can't remember what it was called. It started with an M. Oh, Mandalay. That's a good one. Here's another Raquel Welch picture. I don't know who that is. This is from like, it's too modern for me. I don't know. This is Anna May Wong. This is another Rita Hayworth picture. And this is Joan Crawford. So they airbrushed pictures back then, like in the 30s, and even before then, they airbrushed pictures to make it look like smooth. And people always wonder, like, why did their skin look so good? It's because they did airbrush pictures. Frank Sinatra, I think. Oh, is this that same French guy? Maurice Charles Boyer, yeah. I knew it was like, I think Maurice was his alter ego name in a Lucy episode where they go to France or Paris or something. Oh, this is Dragon Wick. This was the movie I was talking about with Jean Tierney. This is like, I think, a ghost type movie. And here she is with Vincent Price, who was like a famous horror icon actor. Oh, here's Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire. I remember when I was talking about them. They were sort of like a duo in a lot of movies. They were a dancing duo. She's actually from Texas, Ginger Rogers. She's from Fort Worth. And yeah, I think she like won a contest, and then she's just sort of like skyrocketed from there. This is Mae West. She was really funny. She wrote all of her own stuff, all of her own movies, all of her own lines. She has the most clever lines. She's very kind of provocative and controversial throughout her life. This is another picture of Irene Dunn. And speaking of Dunn, I think I'm done because my arm's getting tired holding up the camera or the phone. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that you are sufficiently relaxed and at ease. Hopefully you're sleeping now. So hopefully I did my job, and I will see you in